changing the band was a huge decision, but one that kind of came to me gradually. But really, during the making of Life in Slow Motion in 2004 and 2005, I already knew. I could sense that whatever it had been there once wasn't there anymore. Things come and go and people change. And obviously we'd been through a lot together. We'd been very compressed, making records, touring, TV studios, all rubbing against each other, and everyone needs a bit of space. But also everyone makes sense of success in a different way, and I think some people try and sort of hoard it as if it proves something. Whereas for me, I find that it's useless beyond the point of itself. And it doesn't mean you're justified making another good record. Just because you've made a good one once doesn't justify the next one. It moves on, as you see, at an alarming rate. People make a great record and you never hear from them again. What happened? Did something get trapped inside their heads that shouldn't be there? You know, it's like that. So there's a degree of transparency. You have to sort of surrender the past. Go, okay, that was all well and good. Here we go again, because you have no right to the next thing you do, etc., etc. So I felt that certain people were looking at things differently, and there was a degree of complacency which isn't there for me when I write and do things. But basically it wasn't as much fun, or it wasn't as sparky as it could have been. And I sensed the thing you fear the most, which is that we were going to repeat ourselves any time now. But also I throw out certain sort of ideas, sort of templates of ideas in terms of the way I'll form chords, or the kind of tempo of songs, or the mood of songs. And the same people will react in a similar way, unless they have some, rabid, ferocious appetite for reinvention, unless they're all little individual radio heads, who want to sort of tear everything up just for the sake of it. You find that you start to make the same kind of songs, and that's what was starting to happen. It was a difficult thing to say goodbye, particularly to Clune, because they were all very talented people, and we'd had a brilliant time, and they'd done great things. But Clune was the big one. He was there with me through all the years of misery and hardship, nearly all of them anyway, missing the first couple. And is such a big-hearted guy, and was such the heartbeat of my whole sound for a while. So saying goodbye to Clune was a really big deal. So I went and saw him personally, and there's no nice way of putting it. I just basically said I need a new challenge, and I'm going to have to move on. I don't know what the future holds. We might work together again. So these things are awkward moments. Well, I think he sensed it was coming. So he just thought that maybe I was moving in a sort of direction that he didn't really want to go in, and he sort of said that, you seem to be wanting to go back more to this almost like a folky type of sound. And he was more interested in, more the pop element. And that's how he sort of worked it out for himself, that I was going off on a different tangent slightly. So, good luck kind of thing. So it was difficult getting rid of everything when there was nothing yet to replace it. But as soon as you have the need, then you find people and you find what you need. It's like it's interesting how it works. It's like it makes you realise that you never hear the melody until you're needing the song. It's a Tom Waits lyric, but just applying that metaphor to many things in life, it's true of people, and it's true of all kinds of things. It's like if you're incredibly wealthy and there's actually no reason for you to do what you do, pretty much, you can sort of tell yourself you're still doing it for the right reasons, but it definitely changes the equation. But if you absolutely you've spent all your money on some crazy sort of binge, or on the, or whatever, holidays, Ferraris, toy soldiers, it doesn't really matter. But then you've got nothing suddenly, and then you have to, there's a different fire to that when you're powered by the fact you actually do need material things, and you're going to have to get them quick. It puts you in a different headspace. That was basically the headspace I was in for this record, because we chose not to sign all our deals. We chose to sort of go it alone, because it was a changing world, and a brave new world would be coming along any time soon. No one told us about the dead horse that we were actually staring at. The world of diminishing returns was the only one that was actually coming around the corner. But we felt it was better to be free within that than shackled to some dying beast. And so, but as a consequence, the finances, every aspect of making the record was very much, there was a much more sober light cast on everything, which I think is vital. And when financial stuff was going down and my own finances got messed up, it was very real, and it was quite stressful, actually. But I actually thought it was good. It was like, well, at least we're in the real world, fucked like everyone else. It's like, rather than sort of reclining on some giant pillow of wealth, sort of sympathizing with people, it wasn't like that, and it didn't feel like that. So there was something positive about it. There was an element of risk, not only creative risk, in changing everything, and in the way we recorded, which was basically all or nothing. We either get the take with the vocals or we don't get anything. And likewise, in the broader sense of the business side of it, which always has a huge amount to play in the making of any creative project, what the thinking was around it and behind it. Anyway, we were sort of on similar lines on lots of different levels, and that's led to the sort of vitality of what this is, which I think is very plugged in to just being alive now.